I'm recording this video December 31st, 2019, thinking in terms of New Year's resolutions. But the principles I'm going to talk about apply to any time you want to change the way you think, act, or feel, make a major change. It could be something as simple as quitting smoking, but it could also be more complicated, more global. So if you have a change in mind, I'm going to be fairly brief. But keep the change in mind. I'm going to talk about 5 principles working with thousands of people that I found are the essential parts of making and sticking to personal changes. You know, New Year's resolutions, it's a national pastime. People set them and break them, usually by, within a month, sometimes the next day. I used to go to a gym and you couldn't get on the equipment in January. But by Valentine's Day, the place was back to normal. People started off great and stopped. So why was that? And the first principle is to make sure whatever you want to change, that it's what you want to change. Not what somebody else thinks you should change, or what you think you should change. Every once in a while, a couple comes to me and one of them wants to quit smoking. And I ask them, why do you want to quit smoking? And the person, potentially my client, looks at their partner and says, well, we think it's time. Well, there's no we. The partner thought it was time. So what kind of success is that? Another principle is picking one change at a time. I had a client came to me, he'd just come out of rehab, where he had stopped drinking alcohol, stopped doing the crack cocaine, got heroin out of his life, smoking, wanted to quit caffeine, and give up girls. And he actually said all of this stuff. What were his chances? The intention was good. He wanted to be pure, but it wasn't going to work. One major change. That's something you want. So that's the first principle. The second principle is having goals that are reasonable and specific. It is very, very unrealistic if you're making $32,000 a year to have your goal that you're going to make $800,000 in 2000, whatever. Very unrealistic. Keep it reasonable, specific. It should be a stretch, but attainable. A lot of people have pie in the sky goals. So principle 1, make sure it's what you want. Principle 2, specific, reasonable, attainable. Principle 3 is have a plan. If you make a New Year's resolution, or even right now a decision to make a change, and there's no plan, including a structure for change, what are your chances going to be? How are you going to sustain this? What's your plan? What does success look like? And you've got to map that out, which brings us to principle number 4. Choose carefully who to go public with. Choose carefully who to tell you're going to be making the change. Make sure they're supportive and not saboteurs. I can't tell how many times I've had clients who a close family member who you think would know better and care more works against them. She says she's going to stop doing sugar and flour. He brings home a pizza. He says he's going to quit smoking cigarettes. She picks a pack up for him on her way home for him. These things happen in the world. The other thing you don't want to do when you tell people you're making a change is have them look at you like, how's it going? Is it non-smoker? Is it tough? Whatever change you're making, is it tough? But if you get people that are supportive, that's the other side of it, then they can be an asset to you. So choose carefully with whom and when and how to go public. The 5th suggestion is to work your plan one day at a time. It's unreasonable to think about never smoking again to a compulsive smoker, but the idea of not smoking for a day is achievable. That's actually how I quit smoking. It was a day at a time. You don't think about forever, you just think about today. Today is where the rubber hits the road. Am I working my plan today? So maybe you're making a New Year's resolution, or maybe you're just deciding it's time for a personal revolution in some area of your life. Keep these 5 principles in mind, and I promise you'll have a better chance of success.